Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, young and old folks and creatures of the night, and welcome to the Night Shift. I am your host, and my name is Monica King. Here at WCALM and affiliates WPEAC et al., we are launching a new kind of radio show for the nocturnally attuned. During this radio show, The Night Shift, I would like for you to consider the time a kind of vibratory healing source. I hope I and my guests and assistants will bring to you, on the invisible waves of sound, a gentle, graceful, and pill-free portal into sleep and dreaming. I know many of you listening are night shift workers as well. You tend to our elderly, our sick, our streets to keep them safe, our places of industry, baking, printing, cleaning offices, writing doctoral dissertations. You are attending those being born and those breathing out last breaths in tired, worn-out bodies. The guardians, the visionaries, the writers, the dreamers. I salute you, I applaud you, I encourage you, and I am with you in the journey from dusk to dawn. You, dear friends and guardians, are beacons of light in the night, in the halls you walk, the bedsides you attend, the cradles you rock, the babies you croon to, the furrowed brow you wipe gently with your own gentle hand. Let my voice accompany you. You are powerful and beautiful souls. The night shift lady has some sweet sounds coming down. With every program, we intend to help our listeners make friends with the cloak of darkness, the indigo blue to inky blue of the night cycle all of us earth creatures must have in order to live and grow in a healthy way. Did you know? Even fish sleep? Well, at least they rest. They settle in and settle down, finding a spot in the water to be still, because all of us spirits and bodies need rest and we need relaxation. It is vital to a sense of wellness, which is that good feeling of being in balance, pain-free, and eager for a new day to unfold. This program in the coming weeks and months will be a kind of nursing station, if you will, a place on the radio you can attune to learn more about all things nighttime, the moon, the stars, the Milky Way, the vastness of the cosmos, the function of dreams, or as some call it, the fourth dimension. And we will be covering a kind of nurse's handbook of remedies for all too familiar nighttime problems: teeth grinding, snoring, bedwetting, who sleeps where, with whom, and when. For this first show, however, I want to have your attention on a very often misunderstood concept: the art and science of forgiveness. That is because, as synchronicity would have it, a term Carl Jung, the famous psychoanalyst, coined, that it is a topic near and dear to my heart, and one often preoccupying many of us just when we are settling in and settling down to fall asleep. Have you ever noticed that? You've had a long, hard, stressful day, full of the cares of your world and the world at large. Your body is exhausted, but your mind is going like a hamster on a wheel. Well, you are not alone, even when it feels like you are. May you take comfort that there are millions out there also that have that same trouble. So, without further ado, let us breathe together now, simply observing those thoughts. Close your eyes, beloveds, and get comfy. Sit quietly somewhere, a chair or lounger that allows your arms and legs to be relaxed and uncrossed, or lie down where you are comfortable, again with arms and legs open, like a starfish perhaps, or comfortably with knees slightly bent on one side or another. Now, with your mind's eye, with eyes closed, using your imagination, bring your attention to your toes and relax. Breathe in, breathe out. And as you focus your inner knowing, that inner mind's eye on the tips of your toes, gently move up to your ankles, your calves, your knees, thighs. Breathing in, imagine now that you are inhaling the purest, whitest, iridescent light you can ever remember seeing. The white of cumulus clouds on a sunny day, of mists shrouding high mountain tops, pouring into you, your body temple, expanding your belly and moving it outward as the white light is drawn into the deepest part of your lungs, and it permeates you like a sponge. It shines, it flows into every tissue, even your bones and teeth, and makes every cell sing. As you breathe out, through mouth or nose, it matters not. Imagine you are slowly blowing out any shadows, dark pockets trapped in your lightning body, and you're breathing out your angers, sorrows, anxieties, any darker thought patterns that keep looping around in your head in the brainium and cranium area. Notice the swirling thought patterns as you would gaze at a TV screen, switching channels, clicking through different scenes of the day just past, returning to the recurring theme scenes, whoever, whatever they are, as you deepen the feeling of relaxation in your body temple. And your breathing slows down and deepens. You are breathing in life force energy. Some cultures call it prana, or chi, or ki. a releasing of stored up toxins, the natural products of a body perfectly created to do so, through your mouth, your nose, even your skin. Relax, let go, and blow out that smog. Now, gently move into your head, your skull, with your eyes closed, still, breathing in white light, breathing out the violet flame on exhale. Feel your total body in deep relaxation. Now, imagine inside your physical body there is an etheric or astral body, a shining body of light that is just that. You, your own light body, your spirit in form. This spirit body is contained in your vehicle, the car being your physical body, and the shimmery light body, your soul. This shimmering you is indigo blue in color, a spirit form that, in everyday life, lives like a turtle's soft body, mainly in the shell, the physical form your spirit drives around in everyday life, doing everyday mundane activities. But now, as you sit or lie comfortably, eyes closed, you see your astral body as a deep, dark blue, and within it, from the base of your spine to the top of your head, are a perfectly strung and balanced set of lights, like small Christmas tree lights, shining inside the dark blue, shimmery body, your spirit body, the astral body. These light balls, globes, incandescent sparks of light are always the same in every human being, no matter race, gender, or other outward physical appearance. So again, with eyes closed, imagine this universal string of lights. Light colors are shining bright in this order. See a red glowing ball light at the base or seat of your spine. Then, moving up to your pelvic region, in that area where kidneys, womb, and genital sexual organs are, see an orange ball of light. Move your attention gently to your belly, where your stomach is, and a yellow globe of light spinning, radiating from the spine level with your belly. Now move into your rib cage where your heart is. It's beating, and see a green light glowing, shining, spinning at that level of your spine. Moving just above there, envision a teal green, a turquoise, blue-green light bulb in your high chest area in the spinal column. Then move up again to your neck area of the spine and see brilliant sky blue azure colored light, a ball of light spinning, radiating. Then into your forehead where the mind's eye or your third eye is seated. Imagine night blue color spinning in a globe, a ball of radiant, deep, midnight blue. Finally, move to the top of your head, your crown, or energetic area of your light body, and imagine a deep, deep purple or velvety violet globe or ball of light radiating out and upward. Breathe in the white light while saying to yourself, peace. Breathe out the violet or deep purple flame and say calm to yourself. Repeat this 3 more times. Now you are all deeply relaxed and your body is aligned and attuned to the treasures of the night and what many term the fourth dimension. The fourth dimension is where you encounter the non-rational and nonsensical, where dreams and visions inform our everyday living. When you practice the simple kind of discipline, the relaxation that comes from the simplest of intents, to focus on your own breath, you are ready to receive. Now, the last program we began exploring the often misunderstood topic of forgiveness, and I want to move a bit more deeply into it. Let us recall that one of the main reasons we are locked into a painful prison of recurring, looping thoughts that bring misery instead of peace within ourselves is that we have some basic misconceptions within our belief systems that foster such an unhealthy preoccupation with this unwanted and undeserved pain. Most religious leaders have profited from telling the masses down through the ages about how you or I need to have a mediator, a priest or priestess, stand in between our true self and the knowledge that we seek outwardly, or the absolution or forgiveness, when in fact the process must spring from within in order to move out of that vicious cycle, which is a brief and accurate description of the whys of a fourth dimensional experience or set of them. For those of you who missed our introduction to this topic, I will give again the description of what the fourth dimension is. It is the place of dreams and visions where the nonsensical gets our attention, however briefly, to give us pause as we navigate our waking consciousness, where normal laws of gravity and sequencing of our daily lives are suspended. Often a dream or flash of insight, a quick movie-like sequence of events is shown. This we call, for lack of a better term, the fourth dimension. It is where memories and stored upsets and traumas, sometimes simply too painful to dwell upon in daily life, are stored until we can handle them. The fourth dimension is an aspect of our overall psyche, and is supremely wise even amidst the apparent chaos and non-rationality of the dimension. Puzzles appear for us to solve. Our brains work to weave the inputs from the left lobe to the right and back again as we process images and feeling states from our logical and sequential parts of this magnificent organ. We find that as we turn down the noise in our minds and begin to relax in preparation for the sleep cycle, the most troubling parts of our challenges within our daytime lives will present themselves as we fall asleep. So let us move on. We spoke last time of 4 stages of forgiving in a process that sets us and can keep us free. The first stage is recognizing that we hurt. Usually, it is not the hard part, unless you have been raised in a military-style family where real emotions were repressed, thwarted, and severely punished when expressed. Then, the simple recognition that you hurt is a major breakthrough, even if you are only admitting this to yourself. But if you have, you are not alone. Many 50-something-year-olds and those just reaching retirement were raised within very confusing environments when it comes to emotional literacy. Previous generations were even more repressed in many situations. Disclosing the real you, the authentic, human, living, breathing, wounded you, often met with more abuse and more brutality. So you learned, as a survival skill, how to carefully guard those real feelings and lock them up somewhere, to avoid real consequences from really brutally acting people. And when you learn to do that, you created a husk around your heart for vital self-protection. You may have blocked the feelings of pain, misery, and torment, but you also blocked out the other more joyful and lighter emotions too. The husk made you a walking, functioning organism, but also shrouded you from experiencing your real joys and feelings of laughter and lightness as well. And for very good reasons. The psyche will do so in order for you to move on with your life in human form, to provide for yourself that which is needed to survive: food, clothing, shelter, later a place in the community with a kind of work that fit into your society. It is often much later in life that the soul, our spirit bodies, nudge us to maybe pull back a bit of the husk that has bound us in a kind of limbo between real life and a walking dead type of existence. After we have achieved what perhaps others told us was the kind of formula for happiness, a kind of family to have and raise, the kind of work we devoted ourselves to, a car, house, lifestyle we were sure would bring us inner peace and joy, outwardly focused pursuits of happiness that bring us up short. Only the inner restlessness of the soul will prompt us to re-examine choices and perhaps realign ourselves to a more inwardly honoring form of existence. Many who face the empty nest will come to listen to this inner restlessness, which again often presents itself as we lie down at night. So a little understanding for ourselves now is helpful. We hurt, then we hate. Oh, how dare I say that, you ask? I dare because it is so. It is within us to hate. Of course it is. We hate that which hurts or harms us. This is one of our true human traits. To shun, dislike, yes, even hate that which harms and hurts. In this, we are no different than dogs or any other pet that has been abused. Our natural instinct is to snarl and growl. The magical child within knows it is not right. But just on the heels of this natural and entirely human response to being hurt, we often will hate ourselves for feeling those feelings. And we can get mired in confusion. Forgiving is wisdom's high art. This is what the author of Forgive and Forget, Healing the Hurts We Don't Deserve, Louis B. Smedes, reminds us. We usually move toward forgiving in this cross current of confusion, a confusion that is not at all our fault. The material we are working with is often a rat's nest of confusion because exactly what happened is not at all clear. Who did what to whom, and how badly? So these are things we ponder in the wee hours of the night. We ask ourselves, which one of us really needs to forgive the other? And if it is a little of both, who needs it the most? We move in shifts, gradually, maybe, I can forgive myself for feeling these feelings. That feels a bit more humane. After all, I am human. Will this ever be straightened out? Out of molehills was I. Were we stupid enough to make them into mountains? When the focus remains inward for a private time in the night, we often can do this. We begin to reduce our stakes in petty fallings out. We allow a melting down of the offenses to a less inflated size when we realize perhaps it is our own self-esteem that took the hit and that we have survived it, and now the lack of peace is more troubling than the original offense. As this gentle melting down process flows, we can then begin to disengage with the hurting from the past. We can reduce what we expect from forgiveness also. Perhaps we relinquish the need to be really close friends with the offending party. We can settle in and settle down for ourselves in peace, knowing in reality what we may not have allowed ourselves to know before. By diminishing our desire for perfection, the perfect, conflict-free relationship with friend or lover or mate or parent to get an even score, which in reality likely will never exist. Big sigh. This may be the liberating thought sequence that at last allows us to lay down in simplicity and peace to drift into our own sleep cycles. When we let go of the tight rein we have kept our own emotions under with such generous thought for our own selves, we often can be less exacting in our expectations of others. And then, yes, a little more peace is allowed to flow in and out of our total beings. We move beyond the hurt, the hate, and into the third stage of forgiveness, the yearning for healing. Well, I'm just going to break for a moment to remind you that it's station WCAL, ALM, W Calm, and W Peace, WPEACE, WPEACE, bringing this radio show to you live via the internet at this time. Okay, we are back and moving into the third stage of forgiving in our theme of forgiveness, and that is the stage of healing. We are recognizing first that we hurt, second, that we hate feeling hurt, and third, that we want to stop hating and hurting. We feel our heart yearning to feel a fuller range of feelings. We recall somewhere dimly within ourselves that there is a rainbow of feelings to feel, and we miss that rainbow. Is there anger after forgiving? Yes, and often it cannot be helped, because this self-guided, self-awareness tour of our own human natures will often bring us into layers of that husk, where the next layer involves questioning the why of those feelings and lead to some more roots of discontent. we can be totally unreasonable with ourselves in deciding that we should arrive at a forgiving heart with no shred of anger left there at all. As Smedes puts it so succinctly, anger is the executive power of human decency. A drunk driver killed your child. You are healing by embarking on the forgiveness process for you, and at the same time, you are catalyzed into real action within your country and legislation to enact laws that will make it less tolerated by a driving society to drive drunk, and therefore reduce the number of other parents who will suffer the same miseries. Ditto, murderous spouses and sex offenders, slave traffickers. The anger is the executive power that stimulates positive and preventative actions to reduce such miseries for others who come after you and your experiences. Through your collective society that with you is in agreement that such atrocities will end lawfully and peaceably. Remember, it is impossible to erase the past. You can only heal the pain it left behind. When you are wronged, this becomes an indestructible part of the reality of your past. When you forgive, you begin the process of healing your hate for the person or persons who created that reality. But you do not change the facts. The dead stay dead, the crippled are wounded, the bell rang, and all the consequences of the brutality are not instantly or even ever undone. Forgiving, therefore, is best seen as a journey, moving and perhaps never entirely arriving there at a destination, but the ultimate goal in the fourth stage of this journey is reconciliation. We are pondering the journey of forgiveness this night and have come through 3 stages of hurt: hate, a yearning to heal, and finally, approaching the notion of reconciliation. To recap, it is necessary to, in our minds, first set an intent to forgive, no matter what. This intent will carry us through some murky and turbulent emotional waters, and sometimes the last stage seems all but impossible to come to when those who harmed us are dead or not close by for a face-to-face encounter. This is where our intent will carry us as a bridge over that troubled water to a greater inner peace and serenity. Learning to forgive is this hard-earned wisdom, this chalice we can finally drink from when we decide, we set our intent to do so and to take practical steps to do so. Here they are. 1. Express your malice, to yourself at least, and or to another person. It does not have to be anyone you even know. You can journal it, speak it out loud in your room. The main thing is to get it up and out of you. By being specific and hammering down the object of your own personal furies, you literally drain the poison from your system like a clogged drain pipe in your house, applying psychic roto-rooter or Drano to your personal clog of maliciously laced sludge. This prevents it from festering and becoming a cancerous growth within you somewhere of undifferentiated miseries. 2. Then you can let God or Source or higher power or angels, whoever, whatever means to you, some force greater than your own conception of yourself to take over. 3. Then you can stand aside or maybe visualize your ego self sitting on your shoulder watching this and let God or Source or higher power or your angels handle those people you would like to hurt back or maim or whatever fantasies of revenge you found initially so delicious. You surrender to the more, the higher, the larger lover in your life. If they need teaching, step back and let God teach them. If they need to be rescued from their own idiocy, let God do the rescue. Ditto their own crazy form of malicious insanity. What you need is the healing. You may even dare to experiment with this notion. You may even try to pray for those who harmed you. And in so doing, you may stumble upon another secret grace of the art and science of forgiving. You do not have to choke off your own need to express your real feelings of anger. You only have to surrender the potently festering malice for your own sake. Malice is misery that needs healing, Smead says. Anger is energy needing direction. After pulling the plug on the malice, allow the partnership of anger and forgiving to be servants to a good cause, the ending of the acts that brought it about in the first place. Reconciliation, in the end, is about us being good with us and for us. It happens a little at a time. A wholesale release is often simply not a true release. So be gentle on this good way. It is not the only way, but it is an offering to a precious you, an infinitely precious you. It is the only way to be fair to yourself. Forgiving is realism. So many opportunities for this healing balm are lost when we fail to be realists. A mother knows she is being ripped off of a $10 bill here and there by a drug-addicted son. Rather than practicing the courage of confrontation, she ignores it, thereby swiftly sidestepping the opportunity for real forgiveness, a crisis of real confrontation. Forgiving is freedom. Nobody can make you forgive. Only a free person can choose to live with an uneven score. Only those truly feeling fine and serene within can choose to start over with someone who hurt them. So now, What do you choose tonight? Sit back, lay back, relax, and listen. Ask yourself, pain or freedom, peace or misery, and let the angels come to you to help you as you gentle down into your sleep cycle. Ask in simplicity, ask for simplicity. You only need to ask, and the help is there with you now.